So what are 5 fascinating facts about Carlisle, Pennsylvania? Hey, it's Dave Hooke here, and our YouTube channel is about community connection and real estate. To learn more about those things in South Central PA, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. So fact number 1, most fascinating about Carlisle is its history. So there's some old buildings in downtown Carlisle. In fact, this building behind me is one of the oldest public buildings built in Carlisle. It was constructed in the 1700s, and actually, I just learned that in 1774, the citizens of Carlisle met in this building behind me, First Presbyterian Church, to adopt and sign resolutions condemning the closing of the Boston port by the British, which is crazy to me and really interesting too. The other thing that I just learned is that the construction documents said that the bottom course of stone here, which if you look at the base of the building, had to be of certain size, much larger of course than the stones above it, and as you went up the building, the stones were to get a certain size smaller and smaller. In the mid-1800s, the chapel and the tower were actually added in, I think, 1852 or so, and then the west side of the building, an educational annex, was added in the mid-1900s. So another fascinating fact about history in Carlisle is a building just a few doors down from that First Presbyterian Church. This is on North Hanover Street and is one of the oldest preserved private homes constructed in Carlisle. This is the Blaine House, and in the mid-1790s or so, Colonel Blaine started construction of this house. He was a commissionary general in the Revolutionary War, and he did a lot of stuff in Carlisle. He was like a sheriff, he invested in land, he was a colonel in the military and did a lot of other things. He was really well known. This is probably the best example and most well-preserved 18th century property in Carlisle. So the second fascinating thing about Carlisle is Dickinson College. I'm here in front of the Stern Clinic, and fun fact before we get into the history is I took a Spanish class in that building over there with my wife when we dated in college, and I didn't do so well in Spanish, so my wife had to help me ace the test. Don't tell Senora Kathy. Now the real stuff. Dickinson College was actually founded by Dr. Benjamin Rush in the 1700s. He named it after John Dickinson. And Dr. Benjamin Rush, who founded it, was a signer of the Declaration of Independence. This all happened right after the American Revolutionary War. Dickinson College is home to 2,300 students from 40 states and territories in 43 different countries. It's a beautiful 144-acre campus. In all seriousness, as a native of Carlisle, I mean, my family's been here for almost 100 years. We love Dickinson College. The administration's great to work with. The kids are super friendly too. And it's just a beautiful place that adds a ton of charm and stability to our local community. So fascinating fact number 3 in the local Carlisle area is, of course, the Carlisle Fairgrounds. Now, here's the thing about the Fairgrounds. I've been to a lot of the states in the country and other countries such as Italy, Spain, and even New Zealand, and mentioned that I was from Carlisle, and people in those locations actually knew where it was. Not because of its massive population, not because of its history, not even because of Dickinson College, but always because they know about the car shows. This is Carlisle Fairgrounds. Years ago, it started like all the land around here as farmland, and then it became home to the Carlisle Fair. Shortly thereafter, Max Kemp, a local horse breeder, took over, built that grandstand here off to my left, and put in a horse track. I didn't know this, and I've lived here for all my life. It soon became home to some of the most prized horses and horse riders in the entire country. More recently, in the 1980s, Bill Miller bought the land and he put the roof onto the wooden grandstand. And since then, it's been home to car shows like Corvettes of Carlisle and averages 12 car shows per year, drawing people into Carlisle for those car show weekends from all over the country and all over the world. So let's talk about Molly Pitcher. I'm here at the old graveyard in Carlisle near Leetor Park, and this is a historic graveyard. Molly Pitcher was a local hero in the American Revolutionary War, but a lot of people don't know that her real name was Mary Ludwig Hayes, and she got her nickname Molly Pitcher because she delivered drinking water to battle-exhausted men in the heat of the war. In fact, it's said that her husband, when he collapsed in the middle of battle, she took over his cannon and oversaw it skillfully and heroically. Legend also has it that, like many others, she was personally thanked by George Washington for her heroism. And a little known fact is that 44 years after the war, Mary Ludwig Hayes was finally awarded by the state of Pennsylvania a pension for $44 a year. Doesn't seem like enough to me. Mary Ludwig Hayes, otherwise known as Molly Pitcher, was put to rest in 1832 in Carlisle. So let's talk about the Appalachian Trail. Appalachian Trail is the most famous hiking trail in the United States. It spans 2,198 miles from Georgia to Maine, but 46 of those miles are right here in the greater South Central Pennsylvania Carlisle area, and 13 of the 46 miles are known to be the longest, lowest, flattest, and most accessible 13 miles of the entire trail. So if you're looking for a great hike, check out one of the great access points in and around the Carlisle community. We see hikers from Maine to Georgia all the time in and around the outskirts of Boiling Springs and Pine Grove State Park. It's really a cool trail to check out if you're local to South Central PA, or even if you're not, we'd love to have you. So there you have it, everybody. 5 fascinating facts about the Carlisle community. We talked about history, we talked about old buildings, we talked about Dickinson College, the Carlisle Fairgrounds, amazing hiking, and the hero Molly Pitcher, otherwise known as Mary Ludwig Hayes. A lot of great stuff here in Carlisle. Our channel is all about community connection, real estate. And speaking of real estate, if you or somebody you know is looking to buy or sell a house, we'd love to be your agent of choice. Just email our team at dave@davehooketeam.com and we'll follow up and take great care of you.